Holy Jeebus, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I better start the vlog. And here you go, what a better way to kick off the vlog with a little something that happened last night. Just a little short clip. Check this out. Here we are, First Ave. We're just walking right down the middle of the street, St. Thomas. You can do that because it's 3 in the morning. Why are we always up this late? Oh. We've got some cars out for some fun, and I figured the phone's picking it up, so we're gonna really quick before it turns into a die phone. We're gonna do a couple quick passes for you with Megas. You ready? Okay, here it comes. I'm gonna get down low so you can see it. And we'll bring her up and let those tires, so you can hear them. Oh no! We gotta go look for pinion gear now. And yeah, that was late. That was like 3 in the morning, and it was just a late night rip to go out, still awake, wasn't tired, didn't feel like sleeping. Daryl was still awake, and just so happened to have charged batteries. So yeah, we went out and had some fun with those last night, but today is all about fixing. As you know, yesterday, Clifford was a little bit mean on the axles, right? Trying to make sure I'm in the light enough that you can actually see the twist. It like twisted and then caved in on itself. And the other one was just a snap of one of these guys up here. So the question, got torque? Apparently I got enough power coming out of Clifford, so now it's just going to be a matter of putting stronger axles in eventually. All those joints that keep the universals in and together. I want everything alloy eventually when it comes to power transfer, when it comes to strength. And then I might consider an upgrade of power. But I mean, if I got enough power that I'm doing that to axles now, it doesn't need more power yet. It needs more structural integrity. You know what that means? Good. It just, if you don't know what it means, it just means more strength to hold itself together overall. Now that going down that power transfer, the whole line from the output shaft of the motor, through the pinion, through the spur, through the gearbox of the transmission, through the transfer case, out through the differentials, drive shafts, to the tires, these are all components that can fail as soon as you start becoming more powerful. More powerful. Yes, so I'll show you where I'm at right now with it, and this has taken a lot of prep work just to get it to this point of taking axle pieces apart. Oh, I'll show you in a second. So here's one complete, ready to go back in. The most annoying part, though, would be the little C-clips that go on here and here. And I'll show you another little trick just in case you've had to do something like this before and had trouble getting things back together properly. Here's a comparison for you. This is an axle for a two-wheel drive Slash. I think this is, yeah, this was the Slash one. Or a Rustler, or a two-wheel drive Stampede. Summit axle, or Revo axle. They can go in either. And I'm not 100% sure which ones I have, but I know which ones I'm going to have in a bit of time. I want to get leading edge manufacturing. They handcraft alloy axles that are supposed to be. And you know, I take RC Sparks medic Aaron. I take his advice and his recommendations to heart because that guy knows a lot about RC stuff. And he says go with the leading edge manufacturing. They never failed him, and I think if they didn't fail him, I'll have some pretty good luck with them as well. Anyhow, on to what I wanted to show you guys. So I'll try and bring this in for a little bit of a close-up and a refocus. Okay, you see that little C-clip? It sits, or an E-clip, whatever you want to call it, sits right on there. I already went ahead and removed the one from this side so I can pop this out and show you guys. You'll get to that point, you'll get that out of there, and then you say, like, well, how the heck does this come out of here? Or if you have to fit one in the other side. And I never noticed right away, and then I figured it out. Watch this. Okay, I'm gonna need something to poke that through with. Give me something to jab that through with. Here we go. Okay. Make sure I'm in a focus range for you. You pop it out, and then you pull that out. And it can only go back together one way, because one hole is large, one hole is a little bit smaller. Now, I gotta put that back together, and then finish putting these axles back in Clifford. And just to kind of explain it real quick, I had twisted the front axle out of it and then broke a yoke on the rear axle, so I ended up pulling both axles at the front, throwing the remaining good axle from the other side of the front into the back so I could actually drive out in rear wheel drive yesterday. And it did. I didn't have to carry the truck out. That means it was a good day. And here we are, everything is going back together nicely. Yeah, I could have cleaned it up a little bit better, but I want to get it back up and running as soon as possible so that if I want to go out maybe later tonight, just locally, just around the local area to test out, make sure these axles are going to work good. I don't doubt that they will. They should work good. Look how dirty that is. Like, watch. Oh well, what do you do? It's meant to be dirty. It's a 4x4. So, yeah. The axles are fixed. Everything's back in. Should be four-wheel drive. He'll be four-wheel drive again. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed or if I told you, but when I painted the rims, I did this. Those rims did turn out pretty good, didn't they? No, not real beadlock. They're faux beadlock. But, it works. Works with the faux supercharger and the faux winch. So yeah, kind of happy everything's back together. Mostly back together. And as for the human body, it's too bad it couldn't be mended just as easily. Because today I do feel pretty sore chasing Clifford around through the bush yesterday and being out in that heat, and we're under another heat advisory again. Grease. It's kind of weird. This is like now third heat advisory, third day in a row. We just had some massive CMEs and solar flares, like I think they're X 8.2 or something like that. They're pretty big anyways. I'm not like a total pro when it comes to the solar flare thing, but I do have a fairly decent understanding of it. There's a place, I guess, yeah, they are somewhere, but I mean, I follow them through Facebook. They're called Solar Ham. And they give the updates, they give you all that information and keep us up to date on the solar weather, and that kind of predicts some of what our own weather is going to be. A lot of people don't think past the barrier of our atmosphere that is Earth, and how what the sun's doing or has been doing now for about 5 or 6 years. It's not entirely on schedule with what we've known it to do since we've been able to record what it does. So yes. Blame this warm weather, blame a lot of this weird weather over the last close to a decade or so now. Blame it on the sun because it's out of our control. What it's going to do, it's going to do. And we just got to sit back and enjoy that ride. As for now, I'm going to sit back and maybe either play some video games or just relax. Maybe watch some more Top Gear. As I'm going to actually, right now I'm going to explain the Top Gear kick. I never went and sat through and watched all the seasons of Top Gear. I haven't been a big follower ever. I know what Top Gear is. I knew who the Top Gear guys were. I know there's a Top Gear Germany, Top Gear Australia. There's a Top Gear in Asia. There's Top Gear in the States. They've got that Tanner Faust kid on there. Tanner's one lucky guy, man. He gets to drive a lot of stuff. He actually got to drive an Evo X, an Evo 10, down a ski hill. Like, how cool is that, right? So yeah, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch me some more British Top Gear, the original Top Gear, with Clarkson, May, and Hammond. If you haven't watched it, you got an Android box, look it up, be patient, find a stream that works, and enjoy it. It's a good show. It was really a good show, and there's a lot of shenanigans, some humor, and some great performance from the cars they check out and they tell us about, and they do things with the cars nobody usually does. So we'll catch up in a little bit. I'll be back. Don't worry. But for you guys, it'll be like just boom. Now it's time for something in the vlog that we haven't seen or done in a while. This is actually used to be something that was a lot of fun. As you know, I like things that keep me happy, things that are fun. So now it's time for drones. Drones. Now a lot of these, what I'm showing you, only one of them actually works anymore, and that would be this guy right here. But what we're going to mess around with today is this one right here. It's a Carrera RC. It's just your basic run-of-the-mill. It's not the low grade. I'd say it's a medium grade, but still a toy grade, not a hobby grade. And it was actually non-functional when I decided I was going to try and get this one in particular going. The blades, notice, are all different color. These are different blades from the different drones that don't work. That was all that was ever wrong with this thing, was it just needed the proper blades in the proper spots. Unfortunately, it doesn't any longer support the inverted principle. This drone used to fly upside down. Pretty sure this was one of Chewy's drones. And it has a button where you can be flying along and all of a sudden hit the button and it just does one of those instead of a complete flip. I tried it and it didn't work so well. You're about to see that in this footage. And it's actually still pretty fun. This is actually the quickest out of all the little toy grade drones that we had, but this one here is the quickest. And I also discovered, because one of the other drones where the motor's busted didn't need its battery anymore, and it fits in this one. It's the same size, same milliamp hour rating and everything. So went outside, threw the headpiece on, we flew this for a bit, and that is this footage right here. Alright, here we go. Really hard to tell with this one what's front and what's back once it gets out a ways. Oh, down it goes. Ooh, that was close. Let's take a minute and face this way and say, look at that sunset. And we'll come over a little bit. How's that for a sunset? Alright, let's get this inside before the battery dies. Neighborhood kids. Mouthier than like the worst freaking stereotypical sailor you'd ever hear. You should have heard these two back and forth. I'd say that was a successful flight. And there you have it. A decent little drone. It still is. Yeah, sure, they're not the actual props that should be on it, but it works for now. Works for now. I'm pretty sure you can go up and you can get that generic prop to put on them and then have, you know, all the appropriate size props with the right pitch and everything on them. I kind of do miss flying the drone, so I think we're going to try and play around, get a little bit of somewhat drone footage. I mean, if you want to see some really crazy stuff done with drones, here I'll give you a hint. Drones, UFOs, RCs, and fireworks. Go check out Eric the Red. Eric gets a shout out today because he's a pretty big supporter too. And he's been following me since way back when I had, I think, less than 100 subscribers. So check him out. He's doing some pretty amazing things on there. Definitely awesome. Update about Clifford. Everything is back together. All 4 axles are hooked up. I actually kind of think he's due for a complete teardown cleanup. But I'm also thinking he's due for differential upgrades very, very soon. Start doing them maybe one at a time. Now, what do you think would be more proper and important to build first? The front bulkhead with the new differentials. Yes, I'm trying to focus. There we go. The front bulkhead underneath here. You can get a complete alloy. You can even get it in my case, I'd go for the red anodized aluminum and then have the upgraded leading edge manufacturing parts inside. Now keep in mind, this is going to take me probably about 2 months, maybe 3 months to be able to build both the front and the back the way I want to. And also I will be getting the upgraded drive axles ASAP. I think they're pretty important. I'm myself. I'm thinking the front because that'll give me the extra weight in the front first. I don't know how much heavier it's going to be than the back, but it's more important with these things to have that weight in the front for climbing. I like having that weight in the front for climbing, obviously. I'm thinking of adding more, but those are working pretty good for now. I'm sure Clifford's not a scale climber. He's not a scale truck. He's a 10 scale monster truck that has been built to become a trail truck. I guess more considerably an 8 scale trail truck. I mean, that'd be a pretty big body to have to put on that thing to make it look like a scale truck. And then even still, the internals, everything on the underside, the chassis, none of that is scale. So, Trailfinder 2, RC 4-wheel drive, or Axial SCX10, I think are my two biggest choices towards the scale truck. But either way, they're going to have, I want the old school Toyota Hilux body on it. Yeah, with a full interior, and yeah, I could go all out on that. There is just a world of options when it comes to RCs. I think I'm going to call it quits for now because, well, I'm not calling it quits. Why call it quits? Never give up, right? Yeah. For the vlog for tonight, though, I'm going to end the vlog very shortly here just because I want to get doing the editing. I want to just get it done, over with. After fighting for like 2 nights in a row, 2 vlogs in a row, jeez, you won't understand it unless you're actually doing it. It's nice to kind of have a nice smooth editing process, smooth rendering, compression, and then I can go to bed, right? Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys make all that tough part of editing, all the frustration and those problems that I run into, you guys are worth it. Your views, your comments, your thumbs up, the clicks of the like button. If you understand, please give that thumbs button a click, or the thumbs up button a click. Oh, I'm tired. Think positive, stay positive, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Good night, folks. Keep a smile on your face. Vlog over.